Thanks, Nancy. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending tonight's public consultation session. I'm Shenda Sains, Parks and Open Space Coordinator in the city's Engineering Services Department, and joining with us tonight is Neil Unsworth, Manager of Parks and Shoreline, our consultant, Alex Forbes from Wentworth Landscapes, and Nancy Knight, our Communications Officer. And a special welcome to Councillor Amos, who's in our audience tonight. This evening's meeting is to introduce the proposed playground replacements for aging play equipments at Garrigan Park. Started off, I will hand it over to Alex to provide an overview.
Thank you, Shanda, for the introduction, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening to discuss the new Garrigan Park playground replacement. As Shanda mentioned, my name is Alex Forbes, and I'm a landscape designer for Wentworth Landscapes in Picton. And we have been servicing the greater Prince Edward County and Kingston region for over 30 years, designing and building multiple parks, playgrounds, trail systems, memorial gardens, and high and low residential landscape amenities. Tonight, I'm excited to present our two design concepts for Garrigan Park, located in the south end of Kingston. Next slide. Here's a map of where Garrigan Park is located. The park is just north of Union Street and a block west of Sir John A. Macdonald on Yonge Street. The existing baseball diamond is to remain, and the existing play equipment in the east end of the park is to be replaced by the options I'm presenting you tonight. Images of the existing old structures can be seen on the right side of the slide. The role of this park renovation will be to provide a safe and highly accessible place for children and local residents to recreate, relax, and enjoy the outdoors. The park will also be designed according to the NXH accessibility guidelines, which ensures that all new construction playgrounds are accessible for every child, ensuring all children can have fun when they visit the park. The guideline considers all types of play, such as creative, cognitive play, physical play, quiet retreat play, and social play. On the following slide, I will show you the new layout of the playground that we have developed alongside the City of Kingston. And I'll also be presenting different play equipment options for the park. After the presentation has been completed, you can visit the City of Kingston Get Involved platform where you will have an opportunity to fill out an online survey regarding this park. As Nancy mentioned, there will also be a question and answer period at the end of this presentation as well. So this is the proposed layout for the Garrigan Park playground. As mentioned, the existing play structure and swing set are to be removed, and the new playground area will combine the new structures into one play area instead of two separate spaces. Starting at the south end of the plan, we are proposing a 2-meter wide asphalt pathway that connects with Church Street and leads park visitors north towards the playground and seating area. This path will be less than 5% in slope, making it accessible to people with mobility challenges, and it will be wide enough for 2 directions of pedestrian traffic. The 2 lawn areas on either side of the pathway are meant for leisurely play, picnics, or walking your dog. At the end of the pathway, there's a concrete pad with 1 bench and a raised curb at the back of the pad for accessible seating. This seating area faces the playground so parents can watch their children play. The playground is located to the west of the pathway, and there's a concrete rolled curb barrier-free entry to the playground. The playground safety surfacing is made from engineered wood fiber. To the north of the playground, the lawn area has increased, which can be used for more active recreation, such as throwing a ball or frisbee or playing pickup ball. Now I'm going to show you the 2 play equipment options to choose from for the new playground. Next slide. The play equipment proposed for option 1 consists of 1 large play structure with multiple play elements and a 1.5 bay swing set. As mentioned earlier, the play equipment chosen meets the recommended accessibility requirements as stated in the NXH guidelines. The play structure includes play elements such as a wave slide, a rappel wall, monkey bars, a cable pod challenge game. The wave slide acts as the foundation to all playgrounds as children socialize and bond over the sensation of going fast from one level to another. The rappel wall gives children the opportunity to really express their physical coordination, as children must climb over the obstacles. Connecting to the main platform, the arced monkey bars and cable pod challenge gives children that aspect of group play and competing against one another. This option also includes a 1.5 bay swing set with a belt strap swing, a baby seat swing, and an accessible bucket seat. Now I'm going to present our second play equipment option for you to choose from. Next slide. The play equipment proposed for option 2 consists of 2 standalone play structures, plus the same 1.5 bay swing set as proposed in option 1. Both structures provide excellent options for creative solo or group play. As mentioned earlier, the play equipment chosen meets the recommended accessibility requirements as stated in the Annex H guidelines. The play structure on the left side of the rendering is referred to as a dome climber, and it can develop gross and fine motor skills and encourages social interaction and imaginary play. And the structure on the right is a slide tower, which includes a wave slide, a climbing ladder, and an accessible step deck with transfer station. And now if we flip to the final slide, here's the new playground layout on the left and the equipment options I presented side by side. The swings are identical in both options. And after I pass it back to Nancy, you'll be able to ask any questions you may have about either option, and a survey will be made available on the City of Kingston Get Involved platform for you to choose which play equipment you prefer. Thank you very much for listening, and now I'm going to hand it back to Nancy to kick off the Q&A period.
Thank you, Alex. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be using the Q&A function tonight. So if you do have a question, you can click that Q&A on the bottom bar of your screen to type in your question. And if you prefer, you can also go ahead and raise your hand, and I will be monitoring for this. And I will acknowledge you and ask you to unmute when it's your turn to speak. Okay, I see our first raised hand tonight. I believe that is Councillor Amos. Please go ahead and unmute. Okay, I'm not hearing any sound just yet. So for now, let's just move on to the question that is in our Q&A here for a moment. That question is from Amy. Amy has asked, what is the age group target for the playground? So Alex, can you take that one?
Yes, hi Amy. It's 18 months to 12 years.
Hi, Nancy. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes, my apologies. Too many screens open on my monitor. A couple of questions. Thank you for the first question got asked, because that was one of my lead questions. It seems like the second option with the dome play structure is a little limited for older kids. And what's the typical age group for that dome structure?
It says that it's 5 to 12 years.
Okay. I do know that rappel walls are quite popular, and they become more and more active for a number of the children to use. Does the second one have a rappel wall as well? It didn't look like it from the angle I could see.
It doesn't. It has a this like ladder looking system.
Okay. And then I noticed there's only one bench. Is there an option to put more benches in and around that area?
We can consider it, but it's consistent with all our other playground installations.
I ask that because generally when you see parents coming in, they have strollers. Often they'll have snacks, and they need to put their stuff somewhere. And if one bench is there, and it kind of limits the second, third, and potential fourth families to enjoy the structure if they can't really park their stuff somewhere other than in a stroller. So I would hope that the committee would look at potential second or third options of adding benches. And I,
It depends on like also the number of people who'd be using it as well.
yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm referencing. Absolutely. No trees are being taken down, I hope, through the paving of the process and all of that.
No.
Okay, perfect. I think those are my initial questions for now. Thank you for letting me ask. Appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
Right. Thanks very much. So we'll just pause for a moment here. I'm not seeing any other open questions, but please feel free. Don't be shy. If you have any questions, drop them in the Q&A or raise your hand. All right, I do see our next question here from Amy. Amy has asked if there is an opportunity for spring toys for younger children. Shanda, can you take that one?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Amy, for the question. Yes, we can consider it. We'll wait to hear what other people say in the consultation process. There's a survey afterwards, so but we will consider it. Thank you.
Thanks, Shanda. While we're pausing here to see if any other questions come in, just to reiterate what Shanda has said, there is a survey available on Get Involved Kingston that you're more than welcome to go ahead and add any feedback or ideas that you have after tonight's meeting. That will be available until March 2nd. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions coming in right now, but as I said, please go ahead and visit Get Involved Kingston and add any questions or comments that you have into that survey. I'd also like to thank you all for participating tonight. And before you sign off, I'd like to ask you to complete an evaluation poll to let us know how we did. So Julie, I'm going to ask you to launch that. Thank you. I see that up now. So again, please feel free to visit Get Involved Kingston to add your comments to that online survey that will be available until March 2nd at 4 o'clock. Input from this engagement session today, as well as that survey, will be shared on the Get Involved Kingston project page. So if you've signed up to receive updates about that project, you'll be notified when it's live on the site. And if you haven't signed up to receive notifications, please reach out to Shanda and ask to be added to that project list. Her email address can be found on getinvolved.cityofkingston.ca. So thank you again for taking the time to join us.